everyone. My name is Nathan. I'm a PhD student in chemistry at the U of L. And today we're going to go over how to get an IR spectrum out of our Carry FTIRs. So starting from the desktop, you'll select the Microlab PC icon. That's to run the IR machine. Now these IR machines should always be running. There's a green button on top that will indicate that it is powered on, so just don't touch that and everything should go fine. To log in, you'll need to put in the password, which is user, because we're not terribly creative here. Okay, the default method should be an 8-scan ATR, so that's what we want. You don't need to change anything here. The first person to run this is going to need to run a background, so you click on Start. It'll prompt you to clean the crystal, so just double check that the crystal stage here is visibly clean. If it's not, you can rinse it with isopropanol, which we'll go over in a little bit. But this crystal is clean, so we're just going to click Next, and then it will check the crystal because it doesn't believe me right away, and then it'll collect its background. Now this background gets stored for 2 hours, so only the first person who does this needs to run the background. Okay, so now you just follow the instructions on screen. We've got some ASA that we're going to run on the IR today, and so you just need just a very little bit. That is actually kind of too much. There, that's about a good amount of ASA to put on. So you put it directly on the center of the stage, just over that clear window, and just kind of nudge it into place if you need to. And then cap up your reagent bottle because you don't want to knock that over. Now you need to screw down the hammer just until you encounter resistance, and then you stop. You don't want to over tighten that. Okay, and then we're ready to run the IR spectrum. So once you've done these 2 steps, you click Next, and it comes to this screen. This is just a bit of a preview for the spectrum it's going to take. So you can name your sample ID. So this is going to be called ASA Test 1. Okay, now this has not collected your spectrum yet. So once you've named it, now you click Next, and it will collect your 8-scan IR spectrum. All right, that is done. That was quick. All right, so now this is your completed spectrum. So we need to pick some peaks out of this. So you want to right-click while you're on the spectrum and click on Pick Peaks. Now to select your peaks, you need to draw a horizontal line through where the peak is in your spectrum, and then it will select where it thinks your peak is. Then you can select others like that. These 2 look nice, and that one up here. Okay, so that's all we'll select for now. Now to get this spectrum printed out or emailed to yourself, you can go to Data Handling down in the bottom, and then you click on Report. And this will generate a PDF of your spectrum. From here you can print off a paper copy of your spectrum, or you can save it, and you can just save it to you can choose a different folder. You can select desktop and just save your file to the desktop, name it however you'd like, and then you can email it to yourself, or just print off the PDF, whatever is appropriate for what you're doing. And then that's it. You've got your IR spectrum, and you can click Done. All right, so now that you've collected your spectrum and picked your peaks, once you're happy with it, you can either save it as a PDF or you can print it off. So I'll show you how to do those. So I've got my peaks picked for ASA, and now we'll go to Data Handling. And then click on Report, and this will generate a PDF of your spectrum. So now you can either save this and then send the file to yourself, or you can print it off, and that's what we'll do now. So just click on the print icon, and then this is the default and correct printer, and then just click on Print, and then it will come over to the printer in the middle of the IR lab. There we go. So there's your printed spectrum. So now, before you go, you need to clean off the machine so that the next person can use it. So unscrew the hammer from the stage, take a Chem wipe and some isopropanol, and just wipe up your ASA from the stage. Give the top a little rinse so that there's nothing stuck to the top or the bottom. There you go. Once it's visually clean, then you're done. You can just throw the Chem wipe in the garbage and you're good to go.